Hello. This video will walk you through what to do if you've been told to complete a notice of intent form for a gasoline dispensing facility. If you're unsure whether you qualify for a notice of intent instead of a notice of construction, please contact ORCAA's engineering department. We'll start on the front page of ORCAA's website. First, move your mouse to the For Business tab at the top of the page. A menu will appear. Click on Business Assistance. On the Business Assistance page, scroll down until you see Gas Stations. Select the Gas Station tab and then scroll down until you see Notice of Intent. As of August 17, 2019, certain qualifying proposals may submit a Notice of Intent instead of a Notice of Construction. A complete Notice of Intent must be submitted 15 days prior to commencing construction. To qualify, your project has to meet all the criteria listed on this page. For today's walkthrough, we're going to skip reading the section and click the Notice of Intent link that will pull up Form 1G. Form 1G is for qualifying gasoline dispensing facilities located within ORCAA's jurisdiction. You'll use this form to file a notice of intent provided you qualify for an exemption from a notice of construction under ORCAA Rule 6.1.B3. You must complete this notification and submit it with the required fee at least 15 days before you start construction. You will see a list of facilities that cannot use a notice of intent. If your facility falls into any of these categories, you must submit a notice of construction instead. Since you're watching this video, we'll assume you've already been told to, or you've confirmed that you qualify for a notice of intent. Here's what you need to do. Read ORCAA Rule 8.12. Fill out this form completely, then sign with ink on paper and date it. The form is incomplete without wet signature. Include a site map showing property lines and dispenser locations. Check the boxes on page 3 to show which equipment you're installing. Include a check made out to ORCAA for the notification fee or pay online. And submit the original notification by mail or drop it off at ORCAA's office in person. On page 2, you'll enter the business name, the mailing address, the physical address of the project, and the billing address. The physical address may be different from the mailing address. It just depends on where you want to receive paperwork. Next, you'll identify the process, material, or equipment you'll be installing or modifying, for example, a drop tube replacement, the project start date, and the project completion date. You'll indicate whether or not the facility is currently registered with ORCAA. Now, enter the name of the applicant or the business owner, their title, their email, and the phone number. If you're not the business owner, but you're the authorized representative, enter your name, your title, your email, your phone number. Finally, sign and date the form. You must submit the form with a wet signature. ORCAA cannot accept forms that are copies. On to page 3. Page 3 of Form 1 starts with tank information. For each tank, indicate whether it's above ground or underground, the volume in gallons, the product stored, whether premium, regular, diesel, the manufacturer, and whether this tank is related to the project or not. The next section covers Stage 1 Enhanced Vapor Recovery or EVR system information. For both underground and above ground storage tanks, use the manufacturer to determine the current California Air Resource Board or CARB executive order. The asterisk at the end of the VR number indicates the executive order for the year the equipment was installed. Let's walk through an example. In this example, let's say you plan to install an OPW system. You will select VR 102. This is the VR or Vapor Recovery Executive Order website, Phase 1 EVR. VR 102, which is OPW Phase 1, select that. And on this page, you'll see the most current revision is version X, which was signed October 4th, 2024. Until this has been posted, you'll have to contact the vapor@org.ca.gov for copies of exhibits 1 through 5. For this example, we'll go to VR 102V and select exhibits 1 through 6. Open and review the equipment listed in Exhibit 1 of the executive order and highlight the equipment that you are proposing to install. Depending on what your project entails, that might include spill containers, replacement kits, dust caps, product adapters, vapor adapters, pressure vacuum vent valves, jack screw kits, face seal adapters, or drop tubes. Follow the same process for above ground storage tank systems. Please note that Stage 1 or Phase 1 on the California Air Resource Board is what this is referring to. or if it's standing, lost control. The next section covers dispensing equipment. Select whether the equipment is currently in operation, whether it will be installed, or if it's applicable to this project or not. If applicable, determine the stage 2 CARB executive order number and identify the system type. Balance or vacuum assisted, or ORVR compatible. Then go through the equipment: dispensers, hose assemblies, nozzles, breakaway couplings, swivels, and nozzle type. Select all that apply, such as dripless, liquid removal device, vapor check valve. The last box asks for the facility's expected annual gasoline sales or current sales if you're already operating in gallons. You'll also need to provide the coordinates of the centroid of the dispensers, either in latitude and longitude or UTM. Then measure the distance from the centroid to the nearest point on the property line of the closest lot with a permanent residence. Include a map showing these distances, the buildings, the dispensers, and property lines. A marked up Google map works just fine. Once you've completed Form 1G, go to the Forms and Documents page on ORCAA's website. It's up at the top, click Forms and Documents. Scroll down to the bottom left, you'll see the Notice of Intent, and click there. The Notice of Intent fees for gasoline dispensing facilities are listed here at the bottom of the page. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or suggestions on how we can make these videos more helpful, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.